Another beautiful day down at Spot On. A little bit breezy, but the sun's shining, it's lovely and warm. So one of the jobs I've been wanting to do is on the mid-pool gap here, is just try and basically improve this inside edge of the bank. So what I'm going to do is try and pump out some of the water from this mid-pool. Only trouble is I've brought my pump down here. There she is. And she's got a little bit of a petrol leak. So what we've got to do is we're going to try and get the fuel tank off, remove the pipe that connects the fuel tank to the engine, and see if we can repair it. So it wasn't too hard, just took the air filter off, fuel tank off. You can see that's where the fuel pipe connects, and then here's the fuel pipe. It's just got like a bit corroded at each end. So I've got to go and have a rummage around in the shed and see what I can find. Okay, so a bit of improvisation here. Replacement bit of tube for the fuel. It's actually just a piece of electrical cable with the core wires pulled out the middle. So it's made of quite thick rubber, so hopefully that'll do the job. Stick it on to see what happens. So a bit of success, managed to get the pump going. So we're just going to leave that there. Suck a bit of the water out here. Back on fixing the sort of gravity ram pump. We did have a go at fixing it and taking it back up last week, but we couldn't get it to go, and what the problem was this top valve here was actually just leaking a little bit when the valve was shut. So I've been on eBay, picked up a brand new valve for a couple of quid. It's just arrived today, so we're going to swap it over, and then hopefully we can take the pump back up. I'm hoping that might fix the problem, although I'm not 100% sure that is just the only problem. So let's see if we can get the old one off. I did buy two of these because there's the same valve in it here. I think that one works. It shouldn't have. This one's been exposed to a load of rubbish, so it's sort of got jammed. But that one I think will still work. I have given it a clean out, so we'll just take it back up and have a go with this one first. Well, we're back up in the stream with our water ram pump, which we've given a bit of a service, hoping to get it working out properly. The idea is we're going to use this, no electricity or anything like that, use the gravitational force from the water to create a water hammer effect. we've got the water coming down this black pipe, and we want it to come out of this yellow pipe, so you can see quite clearly that's higher than this. If I lower this down, we can judge, using it as a rudimentary spirit level, we can judge where the water level is up there. So if I lower it down to about there, so the water's coming out, just trickling out there. So this is our resting water level up in our little dam, and that's the stream level below us. So I'd say that's a good sort of maybe 2 foot, 2.5 foot. So we've got to connect this back up to the pump to see if we can get the sequence going. Right, so changing the new valve seems to have done the trick. It's still a little bit temperamental. I'm struggling to get it to carry on running. It's sort of perpetual motion, so it just should keep going indefinitely. So you can see the water coming out the valve on the right. When the water pressure builds, it shuts that valve, then sends a pulse back up this pipe through this valve, which then in turn goes into our pressure chamber, which we've got up there. That builds up the pressure and has water inside it, and when the pressure goes up into there, it shuts this valve, which then lets the water go back down to that valve. So as we build the pressure up in here, we have to open this tap slowly, and then this is where our feed goes, or will go, to the water trough. So the yellow pipe is the water that we're pumping, and as you can see over here, we've got a good steady trickle coming out of it. So ideally I'd like that to be a little bit more, and that's done by opening the valve, but each time I open the valve a bit too much, it seems to stop the sort of perpetual motion. But just to show you, this is hung up in the tree here. It's sort of my head height, so it's six foot off the ground. And then up the back there, that's our feed water level, just here in the background, which is sort of more like that level. And as you can see, we're pumping the water up through the tree from the pump, which is downstream over there. So at the moment, because we took the water trough away, we've got nothing to feed the water into, which is why we've got it in the tree here. But down here is our hose attachment from before, which took the water up to the water trough. And the water trough wasn't any higher than where this pipe is now, so I'm pretty confident it would pump it up to the water trough. So when we get the water trough cleaned, we can use this to fill the water trough. Now the idea is it will just keep running like 24 hours a day, and the horses drink quite a lot of water, so that little trickle there is enough just to keep the trough topped up. And then what we did before is we had an overflow from the trough running back to our supply further up just upstream up there. So if the water trough fills and overfills, it will run back to the top and continue the cycle all over again. But I've had it going now pretty consistently for sort of 5 minutes, so we're just going to stay here for a little bit longer and just check it keeps going. I'll have another go at opening the valve up now, see if we can increase the flow a little bit. Okay, well you saw there quite easily the flow's increased. I've got the valve open about halfway, but the sequence down here is slowing down. That's not what we want, so it's just stopped. So there you go, I've opened the valve up a little bit too much, so we're just going to shut that valve again just a little bit, give the thing a push, see if it'll go again. So I don't know if anyone can explain to me exactly what is going on. I mean, I know roughly what's going on, but it seems that when we're creating a pressure inside here, but if we release too much of that pressure, it tends to stop the sort of sequence. I think if we had a much greater flow of water, or a higher, more of a fall on the water, I think we'd be able to get much more pressure out of the pipe up here. But at least it's like a pretty continual flow. Okay, now it's been running for a good 10 minutes. So I've connected the yellow pipe up to our other pipe, which runs up to the water trough. So you can see it going across the ditch here through this connector into the green hose, just there, and then I'll duck under that. We'll follow the hose up here through the nettles. And now we've got it hung up in this tree here. So as you can see there, the water in the background here, this is where we're getting the water from, and we're pumping it in a steady stream up to this level, which is a good 5 feet above that water level. And then the water trough will be over in the corner of the field over there. And we'll be able to keep it topped up. So that's our little gravity feed water ram pump. So this is the field with the horses, or where they were. This is where the water trough was that we came and collected the other day. And this is our water coming from the spring, pumped up by our water ram pump. So it's just a steady little trickle which will just keep the water trough topped up. So now we can follow that hose back, which we've connected up, all the way back down here. Through the bushes, connected to the green hose just there, next to our actual water feed. This hose goes through all the nettles down into the ditch. It's connected there to our yellow pipe. Over our little branch and down to our pump, which is still going. Success. I've had the pump going today. Keeps sort of running out of fuel every hour or two, so we have to keep topping it up. The water level's gone down, but it's going to take some pumping out to get it all out. You can see the safety's now out of the water. The water level's gone down, I reckon nearly a foot today. So it's just going to be a slow old job pumping the water out. So I'm just going to fuel it up. It's kind of the end of the day now. Fuel it up, leave it running for an hour. So, sun's setting over spot on.